Fort St. John RCMP are saying they are understaffed. Even when the new detachment is open, the money for staffing is not there. Do you see an issue with police staffing? And if so, how do you look to address it?
And we're going to start this round with Jonathan.
Well, as I mentioned before, I'd like to see a regional police force built here in Fort St. John, where we have specific staff paid for by municipal money here in Fort St. John. And then we can have our detachment send units out to places like Taylor and Bell-Donald and 101, wherever it might be, and have the province or those districts pay for it. And then that way, where our money is going directly to helping our citizens with their protection, and then provincial money goes to strictly helping provincial matters and other jurisdictions. And that just comes with making sure that we're advocating to the provincial government to make sure that they're doing their part to help us with making sure that their policing is paid for properly and that we get the right staffing.
Thank you, Jonathan. Sarah, you're next.
Thank you. I think the most important thing is to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Why are they understaffed? Are they performing duties that they should not be? For example, are they doing mental health checks that would be better done by a mental health care practitioner? I would like to start with looking at their duties and seeing what we can take off their plate first. I do support the RCMP and I do want to see them fully staffed. So once we've been able to take some things off their plates and reallocate it to the most appropriate service provider, then if they are still saying they are understaffed, I would like to do a review and determine if we can provide more staff positions to them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And next we've got Trystan to answer.
I'm of the opinion that the Fort St. John RCMP, while they are understaffed, I do think that they are doing some jobs that might not be for them. I think that there is opportunities to divert perhaps some of their attentions away, as Sarah said, with wellness checks, but also when it comes to the rehabilitation aspects. I think if we had better collaboration and more restorative justice, where we can rehabilitate repeat offenders and reintegrate them into our society, not necessarily through the penal system, but through other ways as well. I do think that while funding is a tricky topic, I do think that there are some things the RCMP don't necessarily need to be doing, especially in regards to mental health and addictions and other small crimes. I think that we can perhaps divert those resources away so they feel less strain.
Thank you, Trystan. And Jim, your response, please.
Yes, thank you for the question there. First of all, I'd like to say that the RCMP, they do a fantastic job for being understaffed here in Fort St. John. I understand actually that there's a proposal right now between the RCMP and the Northern Health to get better training and options in place for mental health crisis. And I totally think it's a step in the right direction for the RCMP to be working with Northern Health to get some training on mental health issues. And as far as the budget goes, in order for the RCMP to get a full detachment, it's going to be another $500,000 to $600,000 in the Fort St. John budget. And that's one of the reasons why we're running a deficit of 6.3%, 6.3 million deficit for 2021. It's instances like that, the RCMP, they do a great job. And like I say.
Thank you so much, Jim. And Thomas.
Okay, well, I'm going to start off by thanking the RCMP for your service. The stuff that you guys do for our community is massive, and we greatly appreciate it. I do completely agree that we put a lot more onto our emergency responders, whether that's RCMP, emergency room, whatever it may be, that not necessarily shouldn't be there in the first place, because we don't have the social infrastructure built right now to handle those situations before they hit a crisis point. And those crisis points don't happen during 9 to 5. So we need to find a solution outside of those hours. So going back to doing more with less, I'm really big on that. The city we need to find out how to take those social aspects off of the RCMP's plate. As well, we also need to talk about restorative justice and the amazing programs that they have out there. Restorative justice saves us millions of dollars every year, and we need to take more advantage of it. Keep our cops out of the courtroom, let it be handled in a restorative way instead of